What's going on, Bum Nation? Welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new, hit that sub button, give a like on the video. Let's get right into today's topic. We are talking NBA playoffs. Once again, skipped the day yesterday, so we're going to talk about the games from Tuesday, the games tonight, and then the game that's supposed to happen tomorrow. Little preview of that matchup. So let's get right into it. So we're going to talk first. Let's talk about the Clippers versus the Nuggets. All right. So my opinion on that is just it was a kind of crazy. It wasn't even a crazy game. At one point, the Clippers did go up by, I think it was like 12 in the third, and then in the second. But then here come the Nuggets. They came right back. No quitting them. Third quarter, that's when everything just like exploded. Like everything just went downhill for the Clippers. The Nuggets just took it all, man. I mean, congratulations to the Denver Nuggets. Another like comeback from a 3-1 deficit to move on to the Western Conference Finals. I don't think the Clippers should blow up the team. It's only their first year together. I just think they need to make adjustments to the team and to certain areas of the team, and try to be. They gotta be a little bit different. Like they gotta change a lot of things up because one, load management, it didn't work. The whole thing about load management was for all these guys to be healthy for postseason and everybody to play, but Beverly was hurt. George still had injuries, like problems with his shoulder. It's not an excuse. It never will be. But and then like the thing I don't get. So first and second quarter, it was a close game. What we kind of figured it would be. But then once it got to that third quarter, specifically the end of the third quarter, the Nuggets just took it away, man. Jamal Murray had a great game. He had 40 points. Jokic, I think, had like 16, 22, and I think 12 or something like that. He had a triple-double. Gary Harris went off. Paul Millsap was hitting shots. Michael Porter Jr. was getting rebounds, hitting some shots. Man, like, everybody was playing pretty great for the Nuggets. I mean, their main person is Murray and Jokic. They couldn't stop the pick and roll. And Jokic is just so good as a center to have the vision. Is kind of like, so as soon as he does the pick and roll, he comes off and he rolls off, he's already kind of like, he knows he's about to get the ball. So then he's already looking by the time he turns to see, okay, there's a defender there, the defender here. He should move. If he moves up, then that forces this defender to come over help side. I can dish the ball here. And he's just so great at just reading that and being able to make the right play. And it sets up his teammates easily. And for the Clippers to be known as like having the best defense in the league, it seemed like it the other night. They didn't do good. Kawhi didn't do good. Paul George didn't do good. Lou Williams has been struggling the whole series. So, I mean, I don't know what's next for the Clippers. The Clippers, Kawhi, I think he was like 6 of something from the field. Paul George only had 10 points. Kawhi had like 16. Nobody scored in the fourth quarter until 5 minutes left. I'm talking about the Clippers side, while the Nuggets were just jacking up everything and hitting stuff. So, they lost by 20. At one point, it got so bad that they were losing by 20. So I think there was 2 minutes left, and they already knew. They took out Paul George and Kawhi out the game. Like, Doc already knew. So, I think it's just time to assess different things. I think it's time for Doc Rivers to go. He's been with the Clippers organization for 7 years. Hasn't done anything. He's had 3 super teams. He had the first super team with Chris Paul, DeAndre Jordan. If you want to call it a super team, whatever. But he had 3 really good teams. He had one with Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan, Jamal Crawford, those boys. Then he had another one with Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, Lance Stevenson, DeAndre Jordan, Jamal Crawford, Josh Smith, Paul Pierce. All these guys. Y'all remember when it was this team on the bench? This is what they had. Didn't do nothing. Can't even get to the finals. Then you have this team that has Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, basically the greatest 6th man ever, and Lou Williams. You had a great defensive player, even though I can't stand him, Pat Bev. You had a monster power forward in Montrezl Harrell, who's an extra energy off the bench. Like, You had the team, and you still couldn't get it done. That's why I think Doc Rivers is overrated. But hey, that's just me. He has one championship, and everybody glorifies him. I don't think he's done anything else. Like, he struggled in the 7 years with the Clippers, and I think it's time to move on. They need something new there. Maybe put Ty Lue there. Yeah, like, take out Doc, put Ty. Doc will get another job. He will be fine. So, Clippers need to think about that. I don't think maybe getting some other key pieces in to get a little bit more scoring off the bench. But, I mean, the team is good. I think they just got too cocky and were feeling themselves too much and talking so much. And then you hear the excuses. The players were fatigued and stuff. That's not their. They had 3 months off. That's not nobody's fault but theirs for not working out before the bubble started. Like, there's other players that were working out and getting in shape and making sure they were good. If they were fatigued, that's their fault because they went to a Game 7. But they expected not to go to Game 7s? Like, that's what they get, man. Another year not making the Western Conference, not even get to the Western Conference Finals for the Clippers. They have never made it to Western Conference Finals as an organization. So I just think there's a lot to think about within. Steve Ballmer has a lot to think about. The GM has a lot to think about. They have, I think it's Jerry West. Yeah, he has a lot to think about with this team. I wouldn't say exploded, you know, and like that. I would still keep Paul George, Kawhi, things like that. But Paul George seems to struggle in these playoffs. That's all I'm saying. He just seems to struggle. He never does. He struggled last year. Well, I wouldn't blame him last year because last year was kind of Russ's fault. But you know, he just tends to struggle in big games, and you see it. He struggled again. He couldn't wide open in the corner. My man hits the backboard, and then he airballs and then Kawhi. I feel like he changed his game a little bit. And then they couldn't stop Jokic. They can't stop Murray. Like, it was just too much for them to handle. Nuggets were red hot. They did their thing. Salute to them. Can't complain about those guys, you know. The next game, tonight's game, Heat versus Celtics. Game 2 tonight, 7 o'clock. It should be another good one. I'm expecting another close game. Last game, there was a few things that worried me with the Heat. As far as they're doubling on Kemba. If Kemba's off the whole time, I would just let somebody just guard him. That's it, one-on-one. There was no need to bring the extra defender because you got to remember the ball moves faster than a person. So they swing the ball around, there's a wide open person for the three, and that's what kept happening. I feel like they need to do better with that. And they need to do better offensively with the two-man little game between or the three-man little game between Hero, Butler, and Bam, like that whole little mix-up pass, give it back, little pick. The picks are not working. Marcus Smart is on you. Move the ball around. That's the only way stuff is going to be able to happen. And to me, I feel like they didn't do that enough. There was some stuff that didn't go in our favor, like the bullcrap call with the flop from Smart, where Kemba kind of pushed Derrick Jones into him, and then they gave them one free throw and the ball. I hate that call. It's so bad. But it's what it is. Bam had he recovered great on defense. Obviously, Jimmy hit some great buckets to, you know, put us ahead. You know, the big three, the big corner three, and then the and one layup that he took into the hole took all the contact. So we need to keep playing like that, but we need to step it up a notch because we struggled and we kept it that close of game and went to OT with Kemba Walker struggling. Yeah, Jason Tatum was doing his thing, Marcus Smart was doing his thing, Jaylen Brown was doing his thing, but Kemba Walker wasn't. And he's gonna go off eventually, unless he struggles the whole series. Then okay, but if he starts to go off, we're in trouble. Like, we need to make sure we lock up, be more aggressive, swing the ball around. I would love for us to go 2-0, but this is the bubble. This is not like home court advantage, nothing like that. So anything can happen. Because, I mean, we've seen it already. 2-3-1 leads just gone like that within 2 rounds from the Denver Nuggets. You know what I mean? They came back. So I'm not expecting, like, I'm not going to be like, oh, yo, we go up 2-0, that's it, it's a wrap. No. Because the same thing happened the last series with the Celtics. They went up 2-0, but then Toronto took them to 7. So we just got to see what happens. I'm hoping. I still got the Heat winning in 6. So, but it's been great basketball. I'm excited for it. I can't wait for it. Game's at 7 o'clock. Let me know what you guys think about this game coming up. What do you think about the Clippers? What should they do? Then we have the next matchup. We'll get into that tomorrow with Lakers versus the Nuggets, Western Conference Finals, Game 1. It should be a good one too. Let me know what you guys think. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Bum Nation, we out.